We are taking a look at the new PlayStation exclusive strike in Destiny 2 Forsaken. It's called Broodhold. Steve and Dell, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
So first things first, this is a hive-infested strike on the outskirts of the Tangled Shore, which is a new location in Forsaken. Can you tell us a little bit about what we're seeing here? This place looks really crazy.
Yeah, so we're in the Tangled Shore right now. This is a set of asteroids lashed together by the Fallen, but right here there's a crashed Hive ship that they've kind of, I guess they're salvaging, right? But the idea for this strike came from High Moon Studios. We were working with them, and they built the Tangled Shore. And this was actually one of the first things that they did was this strike, and they really wanted to go down into the depths of a Hive ship. So that's what we're doing.
Cool. So we've got one of each character here. I'm playing as a Warlock. Steve, I think you're playing Titan, and then Dell is on Hunter, right?
Yep.
Cool. So we're going to see some new supers here today too. We'll get to that in a moment. But yeah, let's push forward here a little bit and see.
Kill this ogre.
Ooh, there's an ogre. Let's get him. I'm going to use this fancy new Wave Splitter exotic trace rifle to take him out. Got him.
Yeah, make sure you're you got the rhythm right on this guy. It's real important.
Yeah, it's got an interesting damage model. How does it work?
Yeah, so when you pull the trigger and that beam comes out, it's gonna like charge up, and as it kind of has a rhythm to it, and when it's at its fullest charge, you get the most damage, and then you want to let go, conserve your energy, and then do it again. Otherwise, you'll be wasting ammo.
Yeah, and you can actually see it in the beam when you pull the trigger. It's kind of changes size, changes intensity there, so you can tell how much damage you're doing there. But there's a trick. If one of you guys made an orb for me, I would pick that up and get supercharged, which just caps the damage on the weapon as long as you have that buff. So let's see if we can pull that off here.
Spider, we've got Fallen in here.
They're not mine. Shoot it well.
I forget which pulse rifle I equipped, but it feels real good. I want to talk about some of the new weapon system changes. Oh no, I'm out of ammo! Speaking of weapon system changes, let's clear out this room a bit, and then we can talk a little bit about the changes to the weapons.
I've got the Hazard of Cast auto rifle. It actually feels, I really like the feel of this thing. It feels like an old World War II gun.
What kind of ammo does that one use?
This uses a white ammo.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm running into issues where I have my Wave Splitter. I ran out of the green ammo there, but now you can equip different types of weapons in different slots and kind of mix and match and play however you want to play. But as we saw earlier, that can run into some ammo situations.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, the new weapon system is really interesting. It leads to some real interesting decisions that you have to make, and because now you have kinetic weapons and energy weapons, and both of those two slots can use white or white or green ammo. You have to be real careful with what you choose. So you can run 2 white ammo weapons, 2 green ammo weapons, or you can have green ammo in your kinetic slot.
Gotcha.
If you have a kinetic shotgun, for example, you're going to be using green ammo in there.
I see.
Yeah, so that's what I'm running. I've got a green ammo shotgun in my kinetic slot, and then I've got Wave Splitter in my energy slot. And they both use green ammo, so I'm really having to be careful about where I spend my ammo, and I have to get kind of close.
Ah, I see. Yeah, that could cause some problems. Worth noting that the weapon system changes we're talking about here, that will be available for all Destiny 2 players. You don't need to pick up Forsaken to take advantage of that. But if you want to... Here they come. We've woken the Hive. If you want to check out some of the new supers, which we'll also see in a minute here, that is for Forsaken, right?
Yeah, the new supers are just for Forsaken owners.
Gotcha. Speaking of which, let's try this one here.
Oh,
yeah. Ooh, what did I just do?
Got the rhythm down for that guy. That was great.
Okay, I think that might not have been a great time to use that super.
You've done Well of Radiance, yeah.
Yes, you did the Well of Radiance. It's all right. That was a good time.
Yeah. He wasn't quite the biggest
hang
boss.
out. It wasn't the best spot.
Can you tell me how it works since we're standing here in it anyway?
Yeah, so the Warlock is going to like throw down his sword and slam it into the ground, and then in this aura, we're not only are we being healed, but we actually are more powerful.
Oh, cool. So it's like a
a team
dual
buff, yeah.
healing and empowering rift that's also huge and lasts a super long time.
Yeah, with several of the new supers, we wanted them to be support focused in a way that really changed the way that you could use them and play.
Gotcha.
So you're using one of the ones that is designed more for team mechanics.
Yeah, that seems like it would be really useful during boss fights specifically.
Absolutely, it's one of the best.
Are there any like really cool like support perk combos that you guys have found during playtesting that you're excited for players to see?
That one's good. When we used with other supers that you can deliver damage from afar. Right now I'm running the hammer, the solar hammer for the Titan, and
that one's so fun. I was playing that
really
earlier.
fun. This is one of my favorites because, it's like if you can time your spin and you're making contact with the enemies, especially giant enemies, that spin will keep accelerating and accelerating. So you get this real satisfying tactile feel of just hammering this person to death.
There's a really fun melee ability tied to that as well, where you like just throw the hammer and it like clang bounces off of an enemy's skull, and then you can like pick it up. I think, right?
Yeah.
Throw it, pick it up, instantly get that melee back.
That's one of my favorite abilities. I will run across the battlefield to get my hammer
pick up
back.
the hammer. Or jump off a cliff in some cases.
Yeah.
If you're...
Okay, we've got something icky looking here.
I'm gonna use my hammer on this guy as soon as I.
Ooh, yeah. Get him. Let's see if I can get a good angle of you throwing that hammer. Boom, look at him go!
Like a
Twirl,
tornado
baby.
of death.
Okay, and since you made some orbs for me, I now have a super
you go.
too, so I'll pop my well over here.
Pick up the worm.
Nice, and I'm supercharged on my wave splitter, so I'm doing maximum damage with
We're
that
all
right now.
supercharged. Like, get the wave splitter out.
God, where should I go with this worm?
The
Oh, there's a
white
thing
diamond.
over here. There's a thing right here.
I saw it. Hold on. There we go.
Ew. Just kind of wriggled in
I
there.
swore I'd never pick up a worm. Did it anyway.
What is it with you guys on worms?
Well, the hive. I don't know. When
Yeah.
did
We like the hive, and they come with worms. So
Well, there you go.
They weren't wormy enough in the first Destiny. So.
It's okay. I'm gonna try and kill some guys up here because they're causing us problems. Got a grenade launcher that I have been neglecting here.
it's hard when wave splitters
Wave
powerful.
splitter. Oh, I got the worm. That is a giant worm. Holy cow! God, look at him. He's so
Look at you carrying
helpless.
that worm.
Oh, cute little buddy. Just want to keep him. Maybe not.
Not
He
just
can go
any
away.
worm. A worm that's on fire.
I wonder if they're still mad about me killing Zol. Oh, we got poppers coming out. Watch out. Is that just me, or do you guys call them poppers too, the Cursed Thrall? Do you have fun names
No,
for
I
some of the
usually-
recurring enemies?
Man, I don't know. That one I just call exploding thrall, but
How about popper? Or
Poppers
sorry,
is good. I
how
like
about
poppers.
boomers for the Hive Knights? I remember
boomers is a good one.
Yep. I think because their weapons were called boomers.
Yes, the
So that's what
weapons.
people defaulted to.
Oh no, I'm out of green ammo.
All right, so after we clear out this room, I'd like to take a look at the weapons, and we can get a closer look at the wave splitter and some of the new weapon system changes. All right, I think. Oh, got a couple more here. Take that. Man, can they just like calm down for 1 minute, please? I want to open my menu. Come on, guys.
All right, one more worm to deposit in this worm nest thing.
Okay, we can do it.
It's all yours, Del.
Uh-oh.
All right. Okay, we're good, I think. Oh, no, got another thing to kill. All right, I'm going to pop my super over here. All right, we've got a well up. Just just gonna focus fire with this wave splitter.
I
here.
can't. It's too high for this.
No. Yeah,
Just found my
Titan hammers
weakness.
tend to have height issues there.
Yep, that was a height issue, all right.
Okay, before we drop down, let's take a look, or you could just go.
Yeah.
So let's take a look at some of the weapon system changes here, because you guys have basically rebuilt this entire thing. Who wants to drive here? I'd like to get an explanation.
Yeah, why don't you drive this time? Well, I'll drive. All right. So, we talked about the weapon system earlier, about the different ammos and the different slots, right? With the kinetic and the energy, and then the power weapons. So here I'm running a white ammo kinetic, but I could be running 2 greens.
I'm running 2 greens.
Yeah, you're running 2 greens. All
And
right.
I got to watch my ammo pretty closely and know where I'm going to spend it.
I think a pretty popular tactic is going to be to run a white and a green in some form, but 2 whites is actually, honestly, pretty useful as well.
But then you might have trouble with enemy shields, right?
Yep, you'll have trouble with shields, and then with 2 greens, you're going to have trouble with ammo. So you really have to make those decisions. And I think what it also means is that you're not always relying on your sniper or your shotgun to give you that shield busting potential. Now you got to figure out the right combination.
Gotcha. Are you guys looking at any perks that might make the green ammo more plentiful to kind of make up for that, or?
There are some perks on armor that will affect kind of like that will make you will improve your ability to play the way that you want to play, whatever way that is. So ammo conservation, or some other things that are going to be on armor that are going to help with encouraging a certain play style.
Gotcha.
But if we go into these weapons real quick, let's see here. I'll go to wrong side of right. There's also a right side of wrong as well.
Of course.
And you can see in here
I'll
the
take a look at
mods.
that
The
one.
mods look different. Dell actually can. I know he's got these mods.
Yeah, so all the year 1 mods will be deprecated when you log in to Forsaken for
Well, I've
everyone.
been stockpiling those things, so I
Yeah.
have a lot of whatever that's going to turn into.
You're going to spend a couple minutes dismantling, but you can dismantle them all from mod components, and then Gunsmith will sell year 2 mods that you can start slotting in. But we want to make these more rare, more of a customization decision, but also have more impact. And so you can see here some of the mods like increased magazine size,
Yeah.
or does extra damage to rank and file enemies, or does extra damage to powerful ones, or does extra damage to bosses. Reduce recoil.
Oh yeah, counterbalance. That's good.
Yeah, so some of them and they really play against the random roll nature. And so we put random rolls back to all the weapons. And so you really want to look and see what the perks are you have on the gun, and then make a decision like, do I want to put the mod that I have in there now, or do I want to try and
Gotcha.
go for a better random roll, like a god roll?
So you've got the random rolls, but you can still kind of influence the shape of the weapon with the custom mod system.
Yeah, and then
Awesome.
and then there's Masterworks. The way the Masterworks working is that you can upgrade your Masterwork up to 10 level, and every time at certain key points along the way, upgrading it will. And if you're looking at mine right here, it's like out of 4 stability, I can go up to 5, and it's going to improve my stats a little bit. So if I use currency to do that, I'll go up to 5. But some of them are like thresholds, so you can see my level of perks right here. But if I go up to 6, the amount of perks that I have on the gun now just went up.
You get the
I
kill
see.
trackers.
So now I have the
Gotcha.
kill tracker.
Oh, and you no longer have to re-roll the masterwork to switch between Crucible
Yep.
and. I see.
Right, and then you can of course you can upgrade these all the way up to 10. I think you have a 10 Masterwork.
and then you get the orb generation at 10. And
I
we're
see.
doing it really quick here. It's going to take a little bit longer to get all those Masterwork cores.
Yeah, I've been
you-
stockpiling masterwork
this is-
cores for months, and I've got like 50.
My entire supply of Masterwork cores we just went through. That's
Boom.
there we go. So now we've got a
nice.
Masterworked item,
Very cool.
and that's fully statted up.
And then you get that stability bonus, because if you were watching while he was masterworking that, you could see the perks or the stats kind of going up a little bit at a time. But when you finish it out, you get that big stability bump.
Yep.
Nice.
So now I get to ride this guy. This is
I'm
be
gonna
great.
put on a counterbalance mod on this pulse rifle, because that sounds like a good combination. And then we can get back to it. I want to talk a little bit more about the wave splitter too, which is super rad. Where did the idea for this weapon come from? It looks so cool, and I love the concept of it.
Well, I think this was originally Greg Pang, who's one of our, he was the weapons lead for actually all of our exotics. And he had this idea early on where he wanted to create a weapon, create an exotic that was all about the rhythm of firing. And so the idea behind this was like, as you're holding down the trigger, the amount of damage you're doing is different, and so there's a rhythm you get into of like holding down the trigger and letting go and watching your ammo and conserving your ammo and maximizing your damage output. And so that's really where the genesis came along, and then it was, of course, like making it look sweet, adding some lore to it. That's cool. And,
Reminds me of Cold Heart.
I love the I think it says like from the makers of Cold Heart on it, which is awesome. I love kind of the universe that exists solely within the lore tabs of exotic weapons and armor and ships and ghosts and all that. How much of that do you guys have just kind of floating around, ready to put on different weapons, or is everything like custom written for the weapon as it's created?
Well, we've added a bunch of new exotics for Forsaken, so they're all going to have lore tabs. But we've added an entire feature just filled with lore. It's part of the Triumphs, and our narrative team has written a full-on novel worth of content in there.
I know some YouTubers that'll be really happy to hear that.
Yeah.
So many words. No, it's actually the writing's actually really good, and
I mean, not just the writing in there. Like, we still play Forsaken, and we're like, "It's a good story.
Yeah.
Like, I like it. Go get this Uldren guy, like Avenge Cade."
Oh, I'm so excited. Because there's always been that really cool, like, dark undercurrent of Destiny with all the lore stuff going on. And it sounds like a lot of that is going to be kind of more brought to the forefront here, which is really exciting to me. All the way back to, I think the first time I really looked at Destiny lore and I was like, wait, whoa, this goes deep, is when we were talking about the Books of Sorrow back during Taken King, when that whole thing came out, and people started realizing that there was this story just that existed that wasn't being kind of put front and center, but it was there if you looked for it. I love that stuff.
Yeah, we saw the reaction to things like Book of Sorrow, and we knew, like, we have this amazing world. Why don't we tell more stories in it?
Well, you've always got those in your back pocket for new Destiny stories whenever the time comes, too. There's a wealth of just things happening in this universe that aren't necessarily immediately apparent.
Yep.
So I love that you guys can kind of go back to the well, as it were, and tell some of those stories. There was some teasing, I think, too, in one of the lore tabs. I forget which one it was, but there was, oh man, I wish I could remember which one it was, but it said it was something about like two truths and a lie, and it was talking about...
about Uldren?
Yeah, it was talking about
yeah.
Uldren, and then one of the lines was light fades deep within the prison. Like, you guys foreshadowed that pretty early.
Yeah, that was pretty fun actually to know that was coming, and we were committed to that storyline, and the writers, like, did a really good job of dropping those hints.
Yeah, because nobody suspected it, but then after the big reveal happened at E3, people went back and saw that and were like, wait, has that always been there? All right, so we are taking out a different looking version of this Brood Queen that we saw earlier.
Yeah, that's one of the cool things about this boss is she has two forms, and you have to fight both of them over the strike.
Gotcha. Oh good, more Cursed Thrall, more poppers, more exploders.
I need some green ammo.
Well, that's what you get for running two green ammo weapons.
Well, I ran through those other guys. I was feeling really powerful. And now
The
time to
trade-off.
just rely on
clear.
grenades and melee. Speaking of which, I haven't been utilizing that enough.
That was awesome. The hammer just bounced off I want it back.
I love that. I love when you throw
So
the hammer
good.
just like clang
Ding.
straight off their skull. So we were playing a little bit of Gambit earlier, and holy cow, that mode is so much fun. What kinds of behavior have you seen during play testing? Are people like reacting well to Gambit, or what's kind of been the take from your side?
Yeah, absolutely. The Gambit, what we've been getting a lot of is like, I don't, even if I don't play a lot of PvP, or I don't play a lot of PvP, but I love playing Gambit because it has this really nice property of, everybody's really comfortable in it because you're doing the thing that you do in Destiny. You're killing aliens, right?
Yeah.
And but then you get exposed to this competitive side of it that's really, really fascinating. And there's a lot of strategy in that game. You know,
Yeah.
the risk versus reward.
It's kind of deceptive how strategic it can be. It seems pretty straightforward at first glance, but once you start wrapping your head around it, there's a lot to consider.
Totally.
Yeah, we've got great reception. Even months ago, people were, even when it was early,
Yeah.
were really excited about the possibilities and the strategy that was even developing then, and the team's just been polishing it since then.
How much kind of like tweaking and tuning has there been as a result of play tests and feedback from people who have gotten their hands on it?
Oh, a lot. I mean, they've been working on it for quite a while now. One of the big ones was adding the primevals at the end. That only got added a few months ago. The team really felt and was getting some feedback that there wasn't enough of a climax at the end of the matches.
I see.
So they wanted to create this moment where the whole team comes together and like really tries to like hit the nail on the head and put the match to home.
Well, that's such a cool like turning point for the match too. Just because you filled up the scorebar doesn't mean that you won.
Yeah.
And when we played earlier, we saw some comebacks during that final primeval phase.
That was the other. I mean, that was when one of the original things the team wanted to do with Gambit as a mode was really create a mode where comebacks were a thing, where like you could really, through skill and determination and just good play, turn matches around. So when they added those primevals, that was also an opportunity to make sure that was a really dramatic finish.
Yeah. Well, it's awesome.
I got both versions of this queen are coming after me right now. This is crazy. She's 2v1 is not fair.
Throw a hammer at
Not
her.
fair.
All right.
We're almost done.
Shadow version's down.
Oh, I'm just
All right,
bouncing the
we're
hammer
almost
off the
done.
wall.
Got him. Nice.
Nice.
Nice job,
Yeah.
gents. We cleared out the nest. So that was Broodhold. That is the PlayStation exclusive strike coming to Destiny 2 Forsaken. We got a look at the Wave Splitter, which is the PlayStation exclusive new exotic trace rifle. Lots of fun. There are more PlayStation exclusives too. I think we're actually wearing the PlayStation exclusive gear sets too, right?
Yep.
Yes, we are.
Can I take a quick look at those?
Sure,
Let's
look
see.
at it.
Yeah.
Let's see. We got a nice hunter set here. I'm gonna run over, take a look at the Titan. Ooh, look at that. That looks really cool. Very robotic. And then I'll just like emote. Oh no, we ran out. I'll take a look at my menu. And here is the Warlock set. Once this loads up here, there it is. Great looking stuff. So yeah, that's Destiny 2 Forsaken. Launches September 4th. Anything else that you want to say to PlayStation fans out there?
Oh, thank you so much for just for playing with us, and we can't wait to see we can't wait to play with everybody when it comes out on September 4th.
Yeah, we were really excited when we went to E3 and everyone was excited to go after Uldren. So
Yeah.
we're excited for them to get their hands on the controllers and to go do it.
All right, well, the hunt is on September 4th. We'll see you then.
Yeah, thank you.